Welcome to In Your Element podcast, where we dive into stories of those thriving in their element. From entrepreneurs, influencers, to chefs, musicians, and the community leaders, we explore their journeys, struggles, and successes. I'm Randall Pink with Natalie Kaufman, and today we're bringing you another incredible conversation with iSED Media.
Back up in my yellow. I get my grind on and my mind strong, I'm working. I clock in when the night's long, so much time gone, but it's worth it. I'm locked in, keep the lights on, got my mind on my purpose. It's working, I flourish, I earned it. Can't tell me I don't deserve it, yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Jeff Weiler Automotive. You can count on Jeff Weiler to deliver high-quality vehicles at fair prices and provide excellent services to meet all your needs.
Hey everyone, welcome back to In Your Element podcast. I am Natalie Kaufman.
I'm Randall Pink, and today we have the honor of
Cedric Kirschman from iSED Media.
Dude, it is a pleasure to have you on. We've been following you for a little while.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
Appreciate
we see
it.
your content. So why don't we dive in and just explain to the people what you're about and who you are?
Yeah, so my name's Cedric. I started a company called iSED Media, kind of like my own brand. And I've been doing photo and video for about 5-6 years now. Yeah, I used to start off as a graphic designer, and then so I was making like just logos for people. I was very artistic when I was a kid. I always liked drawing. Like art class seems like it was like the worst class for a lot of people, but it was like the best.
Yeah, I
class
literally
for
hated
me.
it.
I would put in so much time and effort in art class, and it was awesome. So I started off doing that, and about senior year in college, I had a buddy that was doing media at Blue Ash for UC, and he bought a camera, and I also had a camera. Like I did photography on the side a little bit, but it was very intermediate. Like I didn't really take it that serious because I was so into graphic design. Like I literally downloaded Illustrator when I was like 15 or 14. Got super addicted to it, and I was a sneakerhead. So my brothers collected sneakers, worked at Foot Locker, and that was like the first way I learned how to do graphic design was I would draw sneakers on Illustrator, and so learned that, got addicted to it, started making
people
logos.
would not know that about you. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't know like the graphic design part of that.
Yeah, and it's funny because iSED Media on Instagram used to be iSED Art. It used to be iSED Designs, and then I picked up a camera senior year of college. My buddy had one, and I was like, dude, like we started making music videos together, and my camera just wasn't hitting like the high quality of like his. And so I was like, dude, what should I get? And he's like, I don't know, do research, see what camera you like, what brand. And I'm looking at his, and I'm like, I think I just grabbed the same one as you and grabbed a different lens so that we had like, variable millimeter lengths. He had a 50 prime. I picked up like a 28 to 75 Tamron. And then ever since then, 6 years later, I'm 3 years in business now. I do this full time.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's been sick. Just like, I feel like this was definitely the job for me because I feel like I always want to experience like something different when I'm doing video. And I feel like graphic design, you kind of get stuck behind the desk a little bit. Not saying that's a bad thing, but
No, I relate to that. I'm in marketing, so a part of my job is the graphic design, and it is you're behind a desk and behind a computer majority of the time. So I get yes, for sure.
The camera gets you out there.
Yeah.
yeah, it does. And I've met some great people. Got to work with like Shaq before.
Oh
got
my
to go to
goodness.
Miami,
So
yeah,
cool.
and stuff like that. So just being able to meet people, kind of film different industries too, and kind of learn about it is also really cool. So yeah, I've been doing it for about 5 years now, and just grinding every day. So
That's what it's about.
the hustle don't stop.
Good for you. So you say you work with these different people that are amazing. How do you connect with them? Like, do they reach out to you? Do you just kind of like put yourself out there and say, "Hey, I want to work with you. Give me a shot," kind of thing? Like,
Yeah,
how does
it's kind of variable, honestly. Like, I think building good connections in the camera world and
Yeah.
creative space is really important, because in my mind, like, I always tell people, like, if you can be like the first person that someone thinks about when they need like a video person or a photographer, I think it's like super crucial, because I feel like every time that happens to me, they're like, hey, I know this guy, and you're the first person I thought of. Or like, there's this business I know, and they're looking for somebody. You're like the first person I thought of. So I always think about, like, if you can, like, embed your brand into someone's mind, like, oh, I know Cedric, like, he does video, then I think that's how you get connections. And I think it's like exploring different network options, whether it's a client that you work with and they reference you, or like the Shack experience, that was through like a creator platform. So it was like, you're a member of this app or website, and they have the job postings, and it was like for Shaq's podcast during the MVP. I was like a BTS videographer, photographer, but it was like a great experience. And I connected with those people, and I'm still looking at their content now. So
awesome?
yeah.
That's what an accomplishment. That's awesome. That's very cool. And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 27.
You're 27.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I feel like in this career that you've built already at 27, it's only gonna get bigger. And that's so, like, I feel like that's inspiring to a lot of people who, like, we always talk about what advice would you give to people, and I think that's inspiring to teenagers who want to be in your position. And then you're at 27 and you're already like made a name for yourself, which is huge.
Yeah. I mean, 27 is a weird age, because you're like, you don't want to call yourself old, but you're still young, So, but for me, so I'm involved like in a lot of sports. So I shot for the NFL 2 years ago as a LCC, LCC. And I did that basically off of just filming high school football. I never filmed a college
Wow.
football game. Yeah, and I think this is like an important note for people that are young, is like, just make connections wherever it's at. Because what happened with me was, the position needed to be filled, and there was a guy that also did it in Chicago, and he knew how obsessed I was for football. Like, when I filmed my first football game,
Your first high school football game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I not do this in college? Because in college, I was so focused on graphic design and UI UX that, like, when I started video, I didn't take no video classes. I implemented video in my college courses, but I didn't go there. I didn't go to college specifically for video. So yeah, when that I filmed my first football game, and I kind of just got in this realm, like, oh, like, sports videography is like sick. Like, I want to do this. And so I filmed, I think it was like for 2 straight years, like every Friday night I would find a football game to film, and I would have people ask me, like, how can I work for the NFL? It's like, I go on their page and I don't see any football content. Like, you got to put out, kind of what you want to do. Is so, if you want to be sports videographers, specifically football or basketball, like, go to as many games as you can, do research, like, who's the top players in your state or in your town. Like, for me, I knew, Moeller football was a really good team, so, like, I would try to go to Moeller football games and film those. Or, like, there's like a specific running back that's doing great on another team, get documentation of him, make content for him. That's kind of how you create a little bit of leverage for, like, like followers and stuff like that, just because, there's a specific name that's popular,
Yeah.
you can kind of build off of that. So yeah, it was like 2 straight years. They needed somebody, and that guy was a great reference for me. And I was like, okay, yeah, I got the job. And I filmed like 4 games, and it was a pretty good experience.
Nice. I feel like with photography and videography especially, you're building your own brand, right? You become your brand, and it's all about building that portfolio to where you can then take it to other people. So if your main thing was football, if your main thing was sports, then you build out that portfolio, and then other people are going to obviously flock in your corner and say, oh, hey, he's the football guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I truly feel like you got to put in what you want out, like just like what you were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to go and build the brand. And with the graphic design stuff that you were doing, I think that was just that layer to kind of get you started, right? Because you kind of had the idea. You said you worked with some of the video stuff.
Yeah.
Did you go to school for graphic design?
Yeah, it was like interactive media. So that's more of a broad degree, I would say, because I learned like towards the end of my college, like I learned like 3D, learned a little bit of coding, stuff like that. But a lot of my classes, it was like a lot of art classes, a lot of still life drawings, stuff like that. So basically, if I were to go out of college and try to find a career, it would have been something towards maybe UI, UX, interactive experience, user experience,
Building games, apps, something like of that nature type of thing.
Yeah, just like it would specifically be like how you navigate through an app and stuff like that. Very like technical, building icons and stuff like that. But I was like, one way I used leverage for it was before like the video really started popping off. And this is like a career decision almost, like, okay, what do I really need to focus on? Like whether it's video or graphic design, was like I built like an Etsy shop. And so I kind of just made like custom Bengals clothes. Stuff
wow.
Like that. I had a clothing brand for a little bit, but I just wasn't good like at the branding part. I just loved like making the design, putting it in my own vinyl cutter. I had a big like 48-inch vinyl cutter. I would cut all of it. I'd print it, and I'd like look at a shirt that I made and stuff like that. So that was cool. But I think what really made me realize to get in the video was just like the aspect that like I can work with anybody, and I feel like that right there, like it says a lot about me. Like I love helping people. Somebody has a brand and they're trying to build something. I love the aspect that I could come in and help them do that. So I don't know. I'm for the people.
Yeah. And have you ever worked with someone? I mean, I'm sure there's multiple people that you work with that you've ever, I wouldn't say starstruck, but I would like more say like that you were like shocked. Wait, like, oh my gosh, this person reached out to me. Like, have you ever had those feelings about people?
Yeah, I'd say the most starstruck like moment for me, it was just kind of like a surprise, I guess. But I started working with Jamar Chase, because so I shoot like a lot of automotive for a living. Shout out Podium.
Shout out Podium.
shout
We
out
love you,
Podium.
Podium.
They they work with the best of the best. I like working with Garrett. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
Love him to death.
I met him. We've met him a couple of times, and he's super cool. He's so nice.
We
Yeah.
need to get him on.
We do.
Oh, we will. After
Yeah.
this, we will.
Yeah,
All
awesome.
right. Make it happen.
It will.
Shout out Garrett. I want one of those T-shirts.
New merch. So.
Yes.
But yeah, he working with him, he's built up a excellent reputation for himself too, and working with high-end cars. So I probably filmed like over 100 cars with him, and he works with some really cool clients, like Uno. So, and Uno was looking for a videographer to work with, and I just happened to be that guy that reached out to, and it's like one of those things, like it kind of tests you, like how bad do you want it, right? It's like he called me and was like, hey, like he wants to film something in like an hour. So it's like you swipe everything off your desk.
Yeah.
Get your camera gear ready and, go out and film. And I think the one starstruck moment was like, I was chilling at my buddy's farm. It was like 6 o'clock, sun's about to set. And I get a call from him, from Uno, and he's like, hey, I'm about to pick up a new car. I want to vlog it. I was like, okay, like, we about to meet at Podium or whatever. And he's like, nah, I need you in Florida. He's like, tomorrow I'm picking it up. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. So as far as flights go, like, he's like, I'll just pick the earliest one for you. And I was like, all right, cool.
So he takes care of his own. He takes care of you. Yeah, that's
facts.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard amazing things about him. We've met him here during one of the Caffeine and Fuel events, and they're amazing. And he seems like a great guy. So that's awesome that you get to work with him. And yeah.
So and that's it's been growing from there. So we went to Paris for the fashion show. That was I never been over the pond before, so that was my first time in Europe.
You went to Paris for fashion show.
Yeah. And kind of vlogged Uno's
like,
experience.
My stomach just like, that's insane.
Yeah, it was something definitely it was new for me, like as far as like
I wouldn't even know what to think.
Not even going to Paris, but like being involved like in the fashion show and kind of documenting, a professional football player in that aspect, someone that's into fashion. It was a cool experience. Like, I mean, it's like when you go in there, like we ran into Steve Harvey. It was like,
wow.
Yeah, you would have thought about starstruck. I'm like,
wow.
Okay, so everybody's just here.
Yeah.
Getting in the men's fashion. Yeah. So
I'm assuming you would never have thought about the career jump from the graphic design to the picking up a camera and just being like, oh, I'm going to try to do this out. It would take you where it's taking you, right? Or like, what was going through your mind when you were like going on your journey?
I just feel like I always tell people like I'd never like burn a bridge, but like you can always take like a different exit, because I feel like
Oh, nice.
I love that.
Yeah, because at one time like I didn't work for Podium. I worked for another car company, and it was like a time in my life where like I was moving out. My mom was moving to Florida. She was like, you okay with this? And I was like, yeah, I think I'm 22 at the time, so I think I can move out, be on my own.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, so I was looking for work, and he was he was like, yeah, I'm getting some things in order, I'll hit you back up. And it wasn't on my timeline, so I went to another company for a little bit, and then they ended up getting rid of me, and I went back to Garrett like, hey, still need somebody? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, and stuff like that is like, especially like getting let go somewhere or like getting fired. Like I think you just gotta be open to being able to pivot, because like, I mean, I worked for a marketing company. I had a good salary. I had good benefits and all that. And like I worked there for like 4 months. I was able to establish like a timeline of, salary, money. So I ended up buying a new car, and then I ended up getting fired from that job. So I have this new car.
It happens. It's all good.
I got this new car. I gotta make that car note, and that's just one of the things that push you. Like, all right, like who's gonna be the next client I'm working with? Who, reaching out to people who needs work. So I think that right there is like a different type of hustle. Is like, can I make this happen? It's like, nah, like I'm gonna make it happen some way or another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something that we talk about a lot on the show is when people say, oh, it's just business, it's like, it is just business. At the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do for your business and for it to grow. But I think it's also about like personal connections. And we always talk about, just treating people right and having partnerships that we can like grow with. And you want to pick off, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, you're in the field of networking, right?
Yeah.
And so
it goes back to not burning any bridges.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Oh, it comes around.
It comes around. That's my point, is it comes back around. So it's like there's no need to burn any bridges. And I think at the end of the day, we're all just trying to do our best and do our job. And
The whole Uno story, like that being available will set you up for opportunities that you never knew would exist, right? Because if you're not available, that door would have shut. He would have called somebody else, right? And the fact that you were available opened up more doors. You went to Florida and then you went to Paris. Like that's how life is. You know what I mean? Like, and you can get discouraged, right? You can get fired, you can quit your day job. And it's all about that mindset that you have to carry on to the next thing, right? Because life's about all these ups and downs. The biggest thing I tell people is it's all temporary, right? You're doing good, you could do bad, you can do better, right?
Randy tells me this every day. It's all temporary.
It's all temporary.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so keep on moving up. You know what I mean? So dude, I love your story. I love your story.
I look at it as like you're already there, and then it's just like there's just so much like,
More.
There's just so much more that you're gonna do. And I like even talking to you, I know that like you'll be going across the world meeting people. I like you know I mean I really believe that, and I think your story, I think it's very inspiring for a lot of people. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even just like, it's crazy because this is like another way of, God asking you, how much do you want this? I remember when I got the NFL job, I was reaching out like, hey, when am I going to do my first game? It was like preseason games. I was like, I'm trying to get my feet wet, just trying to know like what that process looks like when I walk into the stadium. Like, where do I need to go? Like, where's the gate at for me, And I remember I asked about it, and they were just like, oh, you're a backup. I was like, oh, like I thought I accepted a job like to shoot every game. They're like, oh no, you're just a backup. We'll call it when you need you. So that right there, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. But I was like, that's all right. Like, you got the job still. Like, you're connected with great people. Like, just tunnel vision. And I remember I was at Podium. I shot 2 cars that day. Each car can take like an hour and a half with our shoots. It was like 90-degree weather. I'm a hot mess. I'm sweaty. I just got home, and they call me. It's a Monday night. It was a Monday night primetime game, whiteout against the Rams, and I get a call like, "Hey, one of our guys can't make it." And it was like 2 hours before a game. And luckily, I lived in Covington because I live in Anderson now, so I was very close. And they're like, "Our guy can't come. Can you make it?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I can make it." It was just like one of those times, like, all right. I know you're tired. You filmed for 3.5 hours or whatever. It's 90 degrees outside, but if you really want to film a professional NFL game, here's your time to do it.
And it's like that thought, like you said, you were asking God, like it's that thought, like, no, it'll come, it'll happen when it happens. And I'm such a big believer in everything happens for a reason.
Oh,
so you get let go of a job, you quit a job, there's always another door that opens that's going to be bigger and better.
Yeah, and I think if you're a videographer, a photographer, you have to keep that mindset.
Yes.
Like, you can't just, if something happens, yeah, I've definitely been sad about some occasions, you know what I mean? But you just gotta stay open for stuff like that. So,
I mean, not to be too cliche, but they make diamonds out of pressure. You know what I mean? And like at one point in time, they make diamonds out of pressure.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
No, I swear.
Oh, well, look it up.
Okay.
now
So
you know.
they make diamonds out of pressure. And so it's those doors that you feel like are shutting. Like when you first heard that you're a backup, you're like, all right, you could have looked at it as a different mindset. But then that one day you put all your work in, you're like done, you're tapped out, and you get that phone call. And it's about being available and being able to take on that opportunity. And then so many more doors opened up, I'm sure, for you from that point on.
I mean, yeah, you could have said, like, once they said you're a backup, you would have been like, screw this. I don't want to be a backup. You know what I mean?
You gotta have a pissy attitude about it, But you guys just keep your head down, So I will say, like, I think I've like over the past years, I've learned a lot about video. It's funny, the first like, I feel like when you become a videographer, first for the good money part. Like you get into weddings, you film events.
I just booked my videographer for the wedding, and they're asking me all these questions. I'm like, I don't know, just shoot whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I trust you. Just do whatever you want. I don't know.
Got to know the schedule a little bit.
Yeah.
Just depends on what their style is. But I remember the first wedding I ever filmed, I actually got kicked out of it.
What?
No.
Yes.
Now that's a story. We got to capture that.
Yeah. So
You're lying.
swear it was pretty interesting. And so basically the background story is the gentleman that convinced me to pick up a camera, we were like tackling projects together. And we he's like, hey, my buddy wants us to film this wedding. It was the dad of it, and the dad couldn't be there for particular reasons. So he was like, do you guys want to film it? Dude, this is my first time like balancing a gimbal. Like it was like my first time out there like really like filming something.
Yeah.
And so we drive like on the outside of Columbus, and it's just so funny because like the bride knew that we were coming, the groomsmen knew that we were coming. Everybody knew that we were coming to film the wedding, and we're filming. We're having a good time, getting shots. And then like at the end, before they like announce like Mr. and Mrs., somebody walks up to us and they're like, who are you guys? And
Wait, hold on. This is during the ceremony?
this was like, it was like after the ceremony.
Okay.
And this is when they like introduced like Mr. and
Oh,
Mrs.
okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
into
the
the
reception.
reception.
The reception.
Into the
yeah.
reception. Okay, got
Yeah. So we technically got like our like most meaningful shots. The
Right.
reception, we just set up a light. We're gonna get people dancing or whatever. And this guy comes up to us like, who sent you here? And we like, I had nothing to hide. I was like, oh, so and so sent us. And they're like, well, he's not allowed to be here, so I'm gonna have to revoke your guys' invitation, and you guys gotta leave now.
What?
I was like,
That's crazy.
I was like, okay. And yeah, they were like, if you don't want to leave, we can fight it. But I'm like, I think I'm just gonna pack my stuff up and head
You know
out.
what? Hey, I was tired of working today anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and head out.
Yeah, so we're driving back to Cincy, and I look at Dan, I'm like, so we just got kicked out of our first wedding gig.
Did that really just happen?
Yeah, and, the guy felt so bad. I was like, it's totally okay. It was like my first time like filming a wedding, so I was just learning about everything. But I was like, I don't. This was a unique experience. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you filmed any more weddings after that?
yeah, I filmed plenty. Yeah,
Do you still film weddings?
yeah. I actually got one coming up in 2 weeks.
It's like, okay, well, I haven't signed the contract with my guy yet, so I might hit you up if you're available in December.
Yeah, so it's always been a funny story telling people like, yeah, I actually got kicked out of my first wedding gig. So
That is crazy.
And
That's
you-
bizarre.
And then you went back for another one. Good for you. I would have been like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I feel like what
Not for
happened.
me.
Not for me.
I feel like what happened was it was like the most. It was I just want to say it just wasn't like your average wedding. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay,
There was, particular beliefs involved and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And so I think the dad left that, and so that kind of like, quote unquote, like shunned him a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he invited us to go film it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was like something out of that. But I was like, it's my first wedding. I think I'll have the experience. So, but other than that, I still love filming weddings. I don't think it was a very unique one. So,
That is
very
very
unique.
bizarre, I feel like.
Yeah.
One of our questions that we like to ask is a day in the life for you. What's that look like?
day in the life for me is pretty variable. Just depends on what we got going on that month or that week. But basically, I wake up, me and my wife go work out. I come back. I pretty much will make a cup of coffee, sit at my desk. I got a at-home office that I work at, and then I have a studio on the west side of Cincinnati that I got. And yeah, pretty much I'm either editing or shooting.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You're out there or
So-
you're in there.
And
Yeah.
you're waiting, and you're like probably waiting for Uno, like, okay, Uno needs you in like New York, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
gotta go to New York
Yeah.
in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to like people like them, they're always on like a tight schedule as well.
Yeah,
So
of course.
being
Of
ready,
course.
being readily available for them too is super important. But yeah, dude, like next month there could be something out of the ordinary where I have to go somewhere or meet somebody. So I feel like that's what I love about this too, is that like it's just never the same. I do have retainer clients where we work on like, quote unquote the same stuff, but like every month, every day is just different. So, but yeah, I do spend a lot of time editing as well. So, still behind a desk. But at least I could take a camera out and
But at least it's
explore
different.
the world. Yeah.
It's different. It's like you're editing new things,
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. So
Like sometimes I sit behind a desk and I'm looking at the same shit. No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah, that's pretty much my day in the life. And then yeah, I just kind of go with the flow. G needs me, he'll hit me up. Hey, we got a car in, gotta go film it, stuff like that. Or like planning in advance, stuff like weddings or I just shot my first TV commercial. So
Nice.
it's
Oh
exciting.
my
Congrats
god,
on that.
congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah.
So we got a video coming out with T. Higgins and Mercedes Benz. So
That's amazing.
That's legit.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Oh my
congrats.
god.
yeah, and it was something I'm
Tea's
super,
my favorite.
right?
I love tea. Everybody knows here. I am like the biggest tea. I love him.
That's another one we got to get on the pod.
Yeah, he's got a great personality.
He's
he's
so
a big
nice.
car guy. So we did this collaboration with Mercedes Benz and Ford Mitchell, and that was like, let me tell you something. Like during like being like a videographer, like I'm 5-6 years into this, and like there's still stuff that I do that is brand new. Like the TV thing, like I was kind of in charge of like the concept of it. Like we had scripts going down and all that, but I just felt like if we had T there, we have Mercedes Benz, like what can we do that is creative, where they're not just standing there talking to the camera. So I came up with a concept, did my own storyboarding before our first meeting, and I'm grabbing shots that I did in the past. I'm AI generating certain shots. I got that graphic design background, so some of the shots I even drew out, like faces and bodies in a car, all that stuff, and then presented it. And then since I knew it was a commercial, I borrowed a Sprinter van, threw all my gear in there, got the location, and I feel like one of the most important pieces when it comes to doing like a bigger production like that is just being on a nice schedule. Like our shots, since it's storyboarded, it's like literally so specific that it's like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's next, right? We got this shot. What's next? What shots is T not involved in that we can shoot right now? And then when T gets here, we can knock those out.
Yeah.
That way, he's not standing there waiting for us. The finer details on,
Yeah.
production.
Yeah. So obviously you work with amazing people and amazing athletes. Who is your dream collab?
I don't know. That's so hard.
Because you've obviously worked with some great people.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. There's so many like celebs and athletes out there, but I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty grateful for working with one of the best athletes in NFL. Like we went to Cabo after Paris, and it was kind of like a one last getaway before they entered the season. And I literally had another football player ask me, he's like, what's it like working with like one of the best, wide receivers or athletes? And I'm like, I just had another football player ask me that,
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
You're like, and I work for them. Like it's crazy, but yeah.
I just thought it was like, that right there just like threw me off guard. I was like, wow, like I really do work with, I feel like for me personally, I like to work with the best of the best, Yeah.
You are.
I like the
And
stride.
you are
Yeah.
100%.
I like the stride, making content or commercials or, video production with, high-end brands and stuff like that. So, and I feel like,
Oh, is there a brand, like a high-end brand that you would love to work with one day?
You're gonna name drop them?
Yeah, you don't have to. I was just
No, I mean, I just never. So I think like one of the coolest collabs that we've done so far is we did a collab post with Vossen. That was pretty cool.
yeah.
They,
I mean,
they make really cool custom wheels, and I feel like working with Uno and he gets his own custom wheels, we were able to kind of build out the visuals for that. So that was cool. And then I don't know, man. I just I feel like when you're a videographer and you want to work with high-end brands, you gotta always be ready to do like spec shoots. Like for me, I went to Sedona, Arizona with my wife recently, and we bought brand new Hoka boots. She did and I did. So, and I'd never been like really hiking. So for me, I was like, working with like an outdoor brand when we were on our hikes, like I took high-end photos of like the Hoka boots and just shared them. And if it gets love, it gets love. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I feel like you always got to be, as a videographer, you got to be ready for that too. So, but nothing in particular, just, I don't know. I think I would love to do maybe like a high-end watch brand.
Oh yeah.
that would be
yeah.
really
They
cool.
do a lot of 3D stuff because the
Yeah.
camera movements are insane. But other than that, just, I just vibe out. I just love making content for people.
I do love that I asked, like, who's your dream collab? And you're like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm working with, like, the greatest NFL players.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more. They truly are.
110%.
Yeah.
Nat, do you want to ask the popular question that we normally do?
Yeah. So obviously this is In Your Element podcast. We always ask this. What is something out of your element that you're not comfortable with? Maybe like doing the dishes, doing laundry,
Hiking.
That's a question.
hiking,
Yeah.
public speaking.
Something that's out of my element.
Yeah, that you usually don't do, but you're like, ugh, okay, if I have to, I'll do it. And it doesn't have to be like with your career, anything.
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 Cooking.
Well, my wife would know those answers when it comes to when it comes to cooking. She loves cooking, but I think out of my element is kind of just, I just experienced this with the commercial. I was almost like directing and producing at the
Ooh.
same time when I was shooting.
Yeah.
So one thing that's out of my element is telling people what to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I'm like the type of person that's like, they're like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, oh, just chill. I got this real quick.
Yeah.
But like at that time, like being on a time schedule, I'm like telling people to grab stuff. I'm telling people to put this away. And that for me, I'm like,
You're like, I'm so sorry, but can you go grab that?
exactly. I am never like that. And I feel like that was something that was definitely out of my element, is like just being a boss in a way.
Yeah.
So, because like I don't want people to think that like, I'm being an a-hole or something.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? But that was
But
definitely,
you got a job to do, and
yeah.
that's
was-
that's awesome.
That was definitely my out of my element experience, is just being more, giving orders and stuff like that. So
Directing them
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
what you need to do to get the content you need.
Yeah. Have you ever been here before, Element Eatery?
yeah, I've been inside. I go to the Cars and Coffee with Garrett sometimes. So I walked in here and I was like, wow, this place exists.
This is
A hidden gem.
This is a hidden
really
gem
is.
that we have been working really hard on. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming on.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for stopping out and giving us your time today.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
Absolutely, it's been great, and I've been enjoying this whole life experience. So, and I'm doing a like cinematic walkthrough November 15th with ProCam. So yeah, if anybody is interested and wants to check that out, how to do cinematography downtown, I believe that's where we're gonna have it at. I'll kind of run through kind of like what I do as a videographer if I'm out and about. And yeah, it's been sick. I've been it's amazing because I still film like high school football games. And
But that's what's so amazing is like you're so I can tell right now how humble you are.
yeah, nothing's changed. Like I come back to the football field, or I come back to NBA film after being in Paris or Cabo or whatever it is, and they're like, what's up, Mr. Famous, this celebrity? And I'm like, dude, nothing's changed. Like, I'm still working.
Still grounded.
Yeah, and so it's just awesome because I have kids that walk up to me like that. Like, when I played football in like 2014, there were not kids filming on the sideline with Sony cameras. Like, the future of like content creation when it comes to like sports, at least, is like, it's insane. Like, these kids have super nice cameras on the sideline, and I love it because they see me, and I feel like they kind of look at me as like a mentor, and they ask me all these
They
inspiration
absolutely
for-
do,
yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
yeah. I had one kid call me Unk. I was like,
Oh,
jeez. But that's
dang.
all right. I'm here to mentor.
Dude,
so
there you go.
I'm here to
man.
give
There
advice.
you go.
So it's been a great journey.
Awesome. Congratulations on everything. And I'm going to be DMing you about my wedding in December.
All right. We get it rolling.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much for coming on. This has
Thank
been
you.
In Your Element podcast. I'm Randall Pink.
I'm Natalie Kaufman.
Cedric Kirschman with iSED Media.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back up in my yellow. I get my grind on and my mind strong, I'm working. I clock in when the night's long, so much time gone, but it's worth it. I'm locked in, keep the lights on, got my mind on my purpose. It's working, I flourish, I earned it. Can't tell me I don't deserve it, yeah.